Where's the pipe?
Right here.
Okay. That's already food. Thank you. Hi, sweetheart.
When did you first start smoking weed?
Can you do what?
When did you first start smoking weed?
I smoked first. I smoked hashish before I smoked weed in Africa.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It was free and legal, and it was illegal to smoke too much. To drink alcohol.
Oh, really?
Alcohol is forbidden by Islam.
Okay.
Restricted very much. You can buy it and you can have it, but don't ever let them find you drunk in public, because that's a very strict. No, hash is free and legal, and we went on there and did those documentaries I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on weekends, because we had that, when the rain season was there, so everybody had. Actually, here is 3 streets from the ocean front, right? And that's our street. And it's the only one that has a lot of houses on it. And everyone that has a higher rank on the secret American military base that is half an hour south of Tangier in Morocco, they want to live, if they're couples or if they have children, they want to live privately, and they don't want to live off on the base, they want to live off base. So they had rented, most of those houses were rented to American soldiers and their wives. And then there were a few Moroccans there too, and they were very nice. And they spoke English, and they worked at the PX and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we had what you call a solarium. Up on top of the roof, it was tiled, and big banisters around so nobody could fall over. And then in the center there was, about the size of this room, octant shaped with windows all the way around, clear windows, and you could open 4 of them and have it breeze through if it was too hot or too cold. And you could sit there and watch the thunder and lightning go down in the ocean, in the storm. And then you could do your hibachi and all of that stuff up there. Yeah. And have friends over and eat, and then we all sit there, and we didn't have to deal with the rain, Yeah. Yeah. So they loved to come to our place, and we were outdoors and indoors at the same time. It was fun. Yeah. Cool. And the ones that were from American traditions, they would bring like maybe a wine bottle or some beer or something, or a cake or whatever to contribute for the party. And then I would make the main dish. And then, but the Moroccans, when they came to visit, they give you a plaque of hash. And it's as big as a VCR, like this, just like a VCR, a plaque of hash. Okay? Yeah. That's like bringing a wine bottle over here. Yeah. So the day that we were leaving, we just stuck them up on the. We smoked some, of course, but we just stuck them up on the shelf in the foyer. We had like a closet to put our outdoor clothes and shoes and stuff in. Yeah. And up on there was a shelf for hats and whatever. And they were standing there, and when we left, we had 12 in a row standing there like we see out. 12 plaques of hash. Damn. And my husband said, "What are we going to do with them, CeCe?" And I said, "Well, and they're okay to smoke them, and they're legal to use them here, but it's illegal to smuggle them, so maybe we shouldn't be even thinking about that. But I know that's what you're thinking about." And he said, "Yep, that's right."
You want to take them back to America?
Okay, so well, I don't think that's a good idea, and I didn't say anymore. I just said I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So comes the day, 2 days later, that we have packed everything and we're on our way to go. And this is not when we had the bigger children. This is when Ona is very little. She's only like a year or so, maybe not even a year. Yeah. No, she's not. She's around 6 months actually. Yeah. And so we're sitting there so we come into the border about noon, and this is equator, so it's smoldering up. Yeah. I mean, right down the sun is broiling. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Baby. We both have them.
Is it packed?
You do it, please. I've been doing now with food and all of that. I'm doing it out with my fingers. Dude, you do it. I got it. Okay.
Okay.
So, what?
You were saying? You were saying? You were saying?
Oh, I was saying, so, yeah. So we're sitting there in the smoldering hut, and all of a sudden, the line is not moving and not going. And we're just sitting there, and it's going into a half an hour, and we're still sitting there. And so I say to Arlen, well, there must be someone who doesn't have their papers completely in order, and they may have to telephone call or telegraph, or in those days we didn't have the phones like we have today.
Yeah.
No, and we didn't have computers and all that kind of crap. So yeah, and but eventually, and all of a sudden, and I'm going, what's smelling so strange in here? I smell hash. What's going on? Oh my God. He said, I built them in the wall of in Amsterdam, he was a very handy guy. In Amsterdam, they have tulip markets, and the flower market starts at 5 in the morning, okay? And they have these huge vans with the side doors and with everything up on the front and whatever have you, and then there's shelves in the back and lots of room on the floor for putting all the flower basins in and out and in and out. And they were selling one, and very, very reasonable. So he bought that, and then he converted it in, and he put a bed on it, and then there was storage place under the bed. And then he put with the chain, he made a little thing coming out so I could change the baby on, just take it out. And the wood, it had little notches on the side, and then put it up on the wall when it was, and plug it, hang it. And he made a ventilator for where we cooked. And yeah, he really made it into a traveling bag for children, so that was good. And so in the walls there he had put them, and it stunk, and I said, oh Arlen, what are we going to do? And there we see him, the bride on the... No, you have to start this for me. I can't do that. That's the guy that's coming to inspect, he's coming over towards the guy, and right there, Ona lays the biggest shit luger you could ever dream on in her diapers, and I take her in the back, and I leave the door open there so the air can go out, and so it doesn't. Yeah. So and I have the diaper open and her on there, and I let it come a whole lot of that smell come out, and he's opening up the side door and looking in, and he's going, oh, you, and then he's going around and talking to my husband through the window by the steering wheel instead, because he doesn't want to deal with the shit smell. So the shit saved the sit. He couldn't even smell the hash, and it was so pronounced it wasn't even funny. Yeah, we almost had ourselves. We would have to go to jail forever and ever and ever. Amen on that one. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.